Телеканал М1 Global. Очередной бой. Гран-при весовой категории до 66 килограмм. В красный угол октагона приглашается боец клуба «Паутина» Полоцк Валерий Емельяненко.
Valery, Emelianenko, and of course, Emelianenko, the standard by which all other Russian, Belarusian, all other fighters that represented at one time the USSR measured by, right, Frank? Valery Emelianenko is a candidate for Master of Sports in Thai boxing, and the aforementioned Fyodor Emelianenko. Yes, Fyodor Emelianenko is a Fyodor Emelianenko was a Master of Sports. 18 years of age, he's in the Featherweight Grand Prix. Road to NFG 3, coming to you from Minsk, Belarus.
Синий угол октагона приглашается боец спортивного клуба «Спартак» Бобруйск Владислав Позняк.
And we say hello to Vladislav Pozhnyak. He is 20 years of age. Background in freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling. So in looking at their limited CVs, as it were, because they are still very much at the beginning of their MMA journeys. But Frank, you have Emelianenko with the striking pedigree, and you have Pozhnyak, who seems to specialize in grappling. Greco-Roman wrestling, freestyle wrestling, mixed martial arts, proven to be a godsend for those participants.
Победитель и
Because until
неоднократный
MMA,
призер
if
республиканских
you're an
турниров
Olympic
по
gold
тайскому
medalist in
боксу
wrestling,
К1
so what, you
ушел
had an Olympic gold
Сайнда.
medal, but thanks to
Двукратный
MMA, you
победитель
have a chance. Look how
профессионального
many have
турнира
taken
по
advantage of
ММА
that chance.
«Славянский
And in
кубок».
fact,
Боец
on my
клуба
birthday,
«Паутина» Полоцк,
1997,
18
in
лет,
Japan,
Валерий
defeated an Olympic
Емельяненко.
gold medalist in wrestling. But
Его оппонент в синем углу октагона. Неоднократный победитель областных соревнований по вольной греко-римской борьбе. Серебряный призер первенства Республики Беларусь по грэпплингу. Победитель турнира NFG 10. Победитель турнира «Стрелка». Спортивный клуб «Спартак» Бобруйск. 20 лет. Владислав Позняк.
These two athletes very much at the earliest stage of their development as mixed martial artists, but getting an opportunity here around the world on Clash TV to advance in the Featherweight Grand Prix.
Рефери в октагоне Андрей Пивоваров.
3 раунда по 5 минут. Внимательно слушаем мои команды. Корректный, красивый бой. Приветствие.
So the road to NFG 3, Featherweight Grand Prix. Quick look at the numbers. 3 5-minute rounds. And we have Emelianenko against Pozhnyak. Pozhnyak in the blue gloves with Emelianenko's Superman punch in the red gloves. Beautiful straight right hand and the jumping knee. So dynamic striking early from 18-year-old Valery Emelianenko. Yeah, as soon as we sing the praises of Emelianenko's striking, now Pozhnyak says, yeah, but look at my grappling. Full mount achieved by Pozhnyak.
Контролируй, контролируй. Аккуратно. Вот так, все, идет, идет, твой.
Semi-shield.
Аккуратно, аккуратно, ноги смотри, закинь.
Over 7 feet, yeah, over. Yeah. Incredible, but I remember him in his limited MMA career, but that's Gan McGee, another one with long limbs.
Спокойно, спокойно. Спокойно, Влад, он твой, он твой. Еще, вот так, идет, идет, идет.
Oh, wow. And yet it's Vladislav Pozhnyak, the 20-year-old, fully in control here. And wouldn't it behoove him to walk him away from the fence, Frank? I mean, having the opportunity for Emelianenko to still use the fence, I'd try to push Emelianenko away from the cage.
Держи, вот так идет. Спокойно, спокойно. Вот так. Аккуратно. Поджался.
You drag him into the deepest part of the ocean. And he's done that successfully. Ground and pound here from Pozhnyak as Emelianenko trying to force a stand-up, and doing so now, controlling the posture of Pozhnyak. But Pozhnyak in dominant position, and he's taking him right across the cage. Clash TV, what do you think of this? From one side of the cage to the next. Were there any odds on that happening? Can we bet on the MMA snail crawl, as it were? Because look at where they've ended up now, and it's still Pozhnyak now into side control. And full mount. Wow. Where was the defense from Emelianenko? Come on, Clash TV, what do you think?
Вот так, идет. Держи, минута осталась. Вот так, молоточком побей, молоточком побей. Вот так, дыши. Дорабатывай. Вот так, еще.
Emelianenko in trouble trying to just control Pozhnyak, hoping that the referee will force them to break. And conversely, Pozhnyak has to maximize the ground and pound. He has to create separation, rain down those punches, and maybe transfer to side controls. We've talked about earlier, Frank, you and Boss Rutan, both big-time proponents of being in side control more than full mount because of the options available.
Еще. Терпи. Закрыл. Вот так, все, продолжай. Твой. Смотри, чтобы на голову не перел. Хорошо, вот так.
Wow, flexible. Oh, Pozhnyak introducing Emelianenko to the horse named Charlie.
Ничего не сделай. Вылез. Спокойно.
You could take a Charlie horse to water, but wow, Pozhnyak now. Emelianenko trying somehow, and Emelianenko's been busted. The plasma flowing, I think, over his, maybe out of his nose or on his nose. And now the hammer fists here, potentially from Pozhnyak, but Emelianenko stacked up like Tetris pieces here. And really, Clash TV taking it to the next level. You can mash those buttons, and maybe this is what Pozhnyak has to do. He has to mash Emelianenko's button from this position. Do you agree with that? No. Pozhnyak, hey, Clash TV, do you agree with that stand-up by the referee? I'm talking to you, Clash TV. I don't know about that. I get that there was and especially with no time left on a little bit more awareness there, people. Anyway, a great round for Vladislav Pozhnyak. Great start by Emelianenko. And again, we went into it talking about the limited information we had, and yet that information proved to be very useful because Emelianenko, with the striking background and accomplishments in that regard, while Pozhnyak came in with the prestige of doing very well in freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling. And that's what proved to both of their respective strengths were what they utilized. It was just that Pozhnyak proved to be better at his in the opening round. Minsk, Belarus is where you are watching the road to NPG3. More than 23,000 sporting venues in the country. From Belarus, when you look at MMA, you look at Andrei Arlovsky, the Pitbull, former UFC heavyweight champion. And here we have Emelianenko and Pozhnyak throwing down in the second round, and they strike. Oh, counter left hand back to Emelianenko up momentarily. Pozhnyak getting the better of these striking exchanges with the striker Emelianenko. And Pozhnyak takes Emelianenko back down, side control. Emelianenko's got a hold of his neck, but in a bad position. So again, Clash TV, you look at defense, what would you suggest? Any fighters watching, anyone with a vested interest in the finer points of mixed martial arts? You talk about the dominance up top, but Frank, when you look at Emelianenko, who's about to give up his back, how do you try to extricate yourself from this perilous position as he's got him in the side choke? And it's not just a side choke. Emelianenko fading here. Emelianenko trying to show that he's still in the fight with a weak left hand. He's fading. Referee checking to see if Emelianenko's still conscious. He is, and Emelianenko surviving that attempt momentarily. And wow! Incredible return by Emelianenko. So obviously not in as much trouble as I perceived. Wow, don't call it a comeback, call it Emelianenko. Took advantage of the adrenaline for as long as he had it, and look at Pozhnyak looking for that heel hook. Boss Rune would say, so what, it's just pain. Pain is weakness leaving the body, according to El Guapo. Well, Emelianenko survived a side choke attempt, exploded with an offensive onslaught, was taken down, and doing a better job of neutralizing Pozhnyak in this position this time around. Emelianenko, did he shoot the camera a glance there? What do you think, Clash TV? Was he sending you a message? Oh, and counter right hand just missed from Pozhnyak. Emelianenko trying to throw the 1-2 before. There's the distance now, the low kick, and now Emelianenko again. It's almost like Pozhnyak absorbing Emelianenko. Emelianenko looking for the front choke, but he's definitely bringing the fight to Pozhnyak. And see, you look at Emelianenko, successful, but it was all one way, all one speed. Needed to slow it down, needed to maybe not be as reckless in his offensive attack, because it results in this takedown again by Pozhnyak. Oh, wow. Yeah, the referee not suffering passivity. Yep. They're bringing it now, though. Wild strikes here being thrown by Emelianenko and Pozhnyak, and then Pozhnyak as has been the theme throughout the fight, secures another takedown on Emelianenko. Emelianenko closed guard, neutralizing Pozhnyak. Pozhnyak perhaps taking a momentary breather, maybe trying to ascertain if there's enough time to try some kind of an attack. No, instead, it looks like he'll just let the round come to its close. And a triangle attempt at the end of the round by Emelianenko. So we are through 10 minutes of action in this featherweight Grand Prix matchup, coming to you from Minsk, Belarus. And we appreciate everyone who's contributing on Clash TV, because with Clash TV, unlike the judges who, of course, are scoring the blows that are thrown and landed and the submission attempts and going according to the official scoring criteria for MMA, you can clap when you see someone make a good defensive move, when they parry a punch or block a kick or a reversal. And we've seen everything that we love about MMA out of all of the youngsters we've seen on display. And you can give them style points, you can keep a running tally of who you think is winning the fight, and just become a part of the viewing experience. And especially during these unprecedented times where we are forced to stay at home, and that's where, well, I'm in my home and social distancing from the legend Frank Shamrock. But it's an opportunity for you to do more than just watch. Be a part of the road to MPG3 here on Clash TV. Show of sportsmanship as we begin the third and final round. Vladislav Pozhnyak in the blue tape and Valery Emelianenko in the red tape, and the left hand just caught Emelianenko. Pozhnyak, Emelianenko able to pull back from that attack and comes back with a kick, and Emelianenko trying to diversify his attack. Well, he is diversifying his attack, but hoping to make it more effective than it's been as they once again connect. Knee up the middle by Emelianenko, a left knee as well. And Pozhnyak has been utilizing his wrestling acumen to lots of success throughout this fight. A minute gone in the final round. Emelianenko has had his moments, and wow, forget any opportunity to continue to, and look at the face of Pozhnyak. Again, it's, you know, it doesn't always tell the whole story, obviously. Some people skin and take punishment different ways, but his face has been marked up by Emelianenko, no doubt about it. Now, what do you think about the referees? He's standing them up. No, but he's standing them up quicker than it would be make to a TikTok video for these guys. Like what? But there are two. I mean, you're the prototype. You're one of the first to put it all together. There is striking. There is grappling, and grappling unfolds at its own speed. It's almost like baseball in a way. You know, at the old days, there were no time limits, and I'm not saying that I'm a proponent of going back to that, but, you know, you should have an opportunity to really figure things out on the ground, I believe. I believe. But isn't this action? But look at this. This is what he is doing. Look, setting it up. This is, again, you have to have some patience, and maybe, you know, we could all use a reset button anyway and just learn to appreciate the finer things, the minutia, as it were. I sound like someone who's I'm into analytics, and I'm really not. I apologize. I'm really not. I know they got their place, but oh, here we go. Emelianenko looking for the ankle lock. And heel. Masakazu Imanari is smiling somewhere. I love the way Imanari would attack the lower extremities. The Imanari roll for a reason. It's not a, well. what do you think of this? Look, both of them. Look what Pozhnak's doing. Whoa. Couple of heel strikes. Oh, another heel strikes. I would say so. But it's not a soccer kick, I guess. Messi or Ronaldo have never scored a goal like that, so you can't call it a soccer kick because they haven't used it. Oh, wow. No, I don't. A minute left. There's dueling. All right, fine. I get it. It's a video game. We're on an app. I get it. Clash TV, Morrow. Come on. Time to evolve. I'm evolving with the times. In my sweats. On my couch. And Pozhnyak secures the takedown. Coming up on the final 30 seconds of the fight, 20-year-old Vladislav Pozhnyak and the 18-year-old Valery Emelianenko. I mentioned 23andMe earlier. Maybe Emelianenko could utilize that service to see if he is related to the great Fedor. Another takedown, and that really, I think, will just put the capstone on this fight for Vladislav Pozhnyak as we go to the judges' scores. So, your thoughts on this featherweight Grand Prix? A spirited effort by both Emelianenko and Pozhnyak, but I believe that Pozhnyak did enough with the takedowns and the dominant position and the submission attempts to secure the victory. And again, Clash TV, what are your thoughts? You do it begrudgingly. It sounds like you're doing it begrudgingly. Okay.
Бойцы на срединном.
Дамы и господа, единогласным решением судей победу одержал боец синего угла, спортивный клуб «Спартак» Бобруйск Владислав Позняк.
As you noticed, I'm letting you take it and letting you fill your side, but you did agree with me begrudgingly. You've agreed. Great fight.